A great, great soul. I loved him. And when the general authorities would come back, you see, and report that they'd been somewhere, they'd always say, now I promised the people that I'd tell you that they love you. And well, I felt that, and everyone felt it. And I loved him and felt his love for me. The hallmark will be the individual concern, like the Savior, going out to the poor, the sick, whoever. And worldwide, the fact that he loved Samoa, he loved the saints in Germany, he loved all across the world people. They loved him, by the way, and they felt that. But I think that'll be left, the idea of, I think it's more than the individual, it's all individuals. Always optimistic, so that whenever something is brought to him as being a disaster or a difficulty, no reaction at all. Just generally looking at conditions, always deciding on principle, not on the immediate circumstances. Perfect for a tumultuous world. There was no tumult in him. He was steady and calm, and let's just go forward. He was a consummate minister to individuals, the prominent and the obscure, and he went to more funerals. In fact, there'd be weeks when he'd do 2 or 3 funerals, and they would be people that he knew only vaguely or just a little bit of, but he went as if they were dear friends. Some of the hallmarks of his service was that he knew from experience how to give counsel in almost every situation that would run into in the church. As a young member of the 12, I can't imagine how many committees he was on that did things that have set the course of the church for generations. He was in those as a very young man, and they always gave him a kind of perspective when everyone wanted to change something, or let's change this. He'd say, well, remember, this has worked for a long time, and he had a long experience of what worked and what didn't work in the church, both for individuals and for organizations. He was just always pleasant and quick in conversation, quick in listening to anything, in seeing not funny. He was not funny, but he saw humor, and he would lighten almost any situation he was in that I so appreciated when things were difficult. I don't think it ever was the idea that he thought of himself as a great temple builder. It was that he saw the blessing of having temples everywhere, and he wanted it for the people. Again, it was like his feeling for the people, which he had so deeply. He wanted to have as many people in as many places where they could have the blessings of the temple. He loved the cultures of the world and deeply respected them, and particularly the faith of the people. I think if there's a common thread in the way he looked at the people, the members of the church everywhere, was how this group of people and this group of people, how faithful they were. He tells stories of the faithfulness of the saints here and the faithfulness of the saints there. So that's how he loved them and admired them and praised them often.